Hello everyone, and welcome to this video demo showing how to automate NGINX deployments along with leveraging a CI/CD pipeline to automate API publication, thus accelerating feature rollouts using NGINX API services. I'm Kevin Delgadillo, Principal Product Manager at F5, and I'll be providing a high-level introduction to the solution, what it is, what problems it solves, the value that it brings, and the basics of what it does. Daniel Stokes, a technical solution architect here at F5 who put this solution together, will then follow up with a detailed demonstration highlighting the components of the solution architecture, how to deploy the solution, and more details on how it works. The ability to deploy complex solutions using the infrastructure as code model has become critical as automation has gone mainstream. Using this model enables consistent, repeatable, and reliable deployments. Here we demonstrate the ability to automate deployment of NGINX Management Suite and NGINX API Connectivity Manager using Terraform and Ansible. Additionally, this solution demonstrates the ability to leverage APIs to quickly roll out new application features using an automation pipeline in order to reduce time to market considerations and maintain a competitive advantage. This solution is targeted at speeding deployments of new apps and APIs, a key benefit category for F5's adaptive apps vision. What are we trying to achieve with this solution? Well, our customers require the ability to more easily deploy NGINX solutions and publish APIs and new features in their apps via their automation pipeline to minimize time to market. And what's the value to our customers? Well, this solution seeks to maximize incremental feature delivery velocity via automation to enable customers to maintain their competitive advantage, drive incremental revenues, and optimize resource utilization. It enables our customers to continually and quickly add value to their NGINX-based applications via automated feature rollouts using NGINX API services. This solution deploys the F5 NGINX Management Suite and API Connectivity Manager using infrastructure as code tools to provide consistent, scalable, and reliable infrastructure. Here we automate deployment of the key components of the NGINX solution, including the Management Suite host, NGINX Instance Manager, NGINX API Connectivity Manager, NGINX Data Plane, NGINX Developer Portal, and more. Ansible playbooks are used extensively to allow users at various stages of adopting infrastructure as code to take advantage of this solution. Users just getting started with automation can use the playbooks directly to provide some consistency to their environments. More advanced users can execute these playbooks from HashiCorp Terraform when deploying instances, or even use HashiCorp Packer to generate pre-built images to deploy. The Developer Portal from NGINX Management Suite provides a common location to publish APIs to and a common location to discover APIs from. This can help reduce the time to learn new APIs and reduce the risk of creating duplicate APIs. Also demonstrate publishing developers' changes to an API specified by an Open API document to F5 NGINX API Connectivity Manager. The changes are deployed using an Ansible playbook that leverages ACM's REST API. Using the solution in a CI/CD pipeline provides a way to automate API discovery, registration, and security as API changes are made. Now I'm going to turn this over to Daniel Stokes, who will provide additional technical deployment details.
Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of installing the F5 NGINX Management Suite and API Connectivity Manager using Ansible and Terraform. Throughout this demonstration, I'll be referring to the NGINX Management Suite as NMS and the API Connectivity Manager as ACM. First, let's talk about what it is we are going to be deploying. We will deploy 3 compute instances. The first one containing NGINX Management Suite with the API Connectivity Manager installed. And then we will install an NGINX instance. And the third host will be for the ACM Developer Portal. In this repository, we have a Terraform file to create those compute instances, as well as an Ansible playbook for each compute instance. All right, so let's walk through actually deploying this solution. So over here, I have the files from this repository, the Terraform file and the 3 Ansible files. And I already have Terraform and Ansible installed, as well as the NGINX Ansible role. So now I need to add a few credential files. I'm just going to go ahead and copy those because I have them handy in another repository or another folder. And you can see here that I now have this license folder, which contains the files necessary for the NGINX Ansible module to access the NGINX repository and download the appropriate files, as well as the license itself that contains the information to license NMS as well as ACM. I also have an SSH key here to allow Ansible to connect to my compute instances. And then I have just one more file here that's just to set up authentication information with the Terraform provider that I'm using here today, which is for OpenStack. Okay, then we need to make sure we have Terraform variables set up. I have those set up in a terraform.tf-vars file just to make it easier to run the Terraform commands later. In here, I have specified a network ID for an existing network in my OpenStack instance, as well as an image to use, the key pair that I have defined in OpenStack. And then, as mentioned in the README here, I need to specify the private key path. In this case, I have the file called cicd.key. And now comes the fun and easy part. We just need to type Terraform correctly to initialize it. It's just going to go through, do normal Terraform init stuff. And now just Terraform apply. This is going to create those compute instances that I need for NMS and ACM. Now, since that's going to take a minute, I want to hop over here to an already running instance. This was created using the same steps we're going through now. And if we hop on over to Instance Manager, we can see that the developer portal and the data plane are attached to this NMS instance. The playbook also has set up some initial ACM infrastructure for us, a workspace as well as the environment that references the data plane and developer portal that we have created. It's also created an initial service workspace for us that we can now use to deploy APIs into. All right, thank you very much for watching this demonstration. Hello and welcome to this demonstration of using a CI/CD pipeline to deploy API changes to F5 NGINX API Connectivity Manager, also known as ACM. So here we have a diagram of what it is we're trying to achieve. We want the application developer to, one, be able to easily find existing APIs to reduce any duplicate effort and to more quickly and readily use those existing APIs. And we also want users of those APIs to be able to have their traffic securely routed to the servers hosting those APIs. But we want to do that without having the application developer needing to update this infrastructure. So what we want instead is to have them commit API changes to a code repository and then let a CI/CD pipeline handle the changes to the infrastructure. And we're going to do this by leveraging ACM's REST API, specifically through an Ansible playbook. So first, let's see what we have already set up. We have an NGINX management suite instance with API Connectivity Manager. It already has the infrastructure set up as well as a service workspace for our API to be deployed into. However, right now there is nothing in that workspace. So what we need is our CI/CD pipeline to upload API docs and update them, as well as creating and updating API proxies that leverages that API document. Likewise, in our developer portal, we have no API documentation published. So we have a demo API over here in GitLab that has a CI/CD pipeline set up to play that Ansible playbook. So what I am going to do is I am going to kick off that pipeline to have it do the initial creation of that content in ACM. Now this is going to take a minute as the pipeline spins up and gets ready to execute that playbook. And we'll see if we can't skip ahead here. Setup is done. Here goes the Ansible playbook. And we can see that it created the API document and it created the proxy. So let's go see if it did that. And here we are in the ACM UI. We can see that the API document has indeed been uploaded and a proxy configured. Now, all we needed to do was provide that API document, and ACM figures out all of the ingress routes based off of that OpenAPI document. Let's hop on over to the developer portal, and we can see that the API is indeed published here. All right, so now that we have that uploaded, let's go ahead and make a change and see that edit process. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this find by status endpoint. I've got our OpenAPI file right here. And we're going to add it in right here above find by tags. Clean up the formatting a little bit. Okay. And so now we will commit that find by status. We will hop on over to our pipelines again. See that a new one is triggered. And we can see that kicking off. And now that is complete. As we can see here, rather than creating the API document, it has updated it instead. And same with the proxy. We skipped the create and went for an update. Now the cool thing is here, this page will actually automatically refresh. And we should be able to find our new endpoint. So the routing is all set up and ready to go there. Now, if we go over to the developer portal and refresh the page, we can also now see that the find by status endpoint is published and documented. All right, and that concludes our demo. Thank you very much for watching.